We start this morning with this. In just a few hours, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will address a joint meeting of Congress. He's also expected to meet with President Biden, Vice President Harris, and former President Trump this week. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane is following all the action on Capitol Hill, and he joins me now to discuss. So, Scott, what are we expecting to hear from the PM when he addresses members of Congress? And what are you hearing from lawmakers ahead of the address?
And when he addresses this joint meeting of Congress, Vlad, he is, in effect, addressing the nation and the world, talking about the road ahead with the war in Gaza. But at the same time, Vlad, he's really spotlighting divisions inside the Congress over Israel's handling of this war. There are going to be dozens of Democrats who don't attend, who notoriously boycott this address by Netanyahu because there are concerns about how he's administering the war, that he's using the Congress to try to bolster his own political support back home, and that at this moment, they're better off not attending. This is including some of the heaviest hitters in Congress. Patty Murray, one of the top-ranking Senate Democrats, will not attend. Nancy Pelosi, former House Speaker this morning, revealed she will not attend. There are dozens and dozens of congressional Democrats who will have empty seats in the chamber, making a statement metaphorically, as Prime Minister Netanyahu makes a statement literally. Meanwhile, Vlad, outside the Capitol complex, they have re-erected this tall black metal fencing, the same kind we saw after January 6th, the same kind they've been putting in place during State of the Union addresses. There are concerns about the size and magnitude of protests that will gather near the Capitol ahead of and during Prime Minister Netanyahu's address.
Scott, the other question, of course, is who the prime minister is meeting with. He's not only meeting with the president of the United States and the vice president, he's also meeting with the former president of the United States. And this is sort of interesting to a lot of people because at this point in time, there is only one commander in chief. Have lawmakers said anything about why perhaps Netanyahu feels the need to meet with former President Trump?
That's going to come up as part of the conversation today, I suspect. That meeting on Friday at Mar-a-Lago is noticeable on the calendar. Also noticeable that the prime minister is meeting not just with President Biden and Vice President Harris, also, though, attending a memorial service for the late Senator Joe Lieberman today. Kind of a packed calendar for Prime Minister Netanyahu while he's in the United States. May not be a surprise. He's having an audience with former President Trump, both of whom are trying to bolster their conservative political support in their respective countries. But it really is a full docket for the prime minister during his trip here to the States.
Yeah, indeed. And you'll be following all of it for us, Scott, as always. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.